You're listening to the Ask Drone U podcast. You ask, we answer your drone questions. Whether you're here to turn your passion into profit or you simply fly for fun, we're a community of learners and teachers who aspire to achieve greatness. We are
Drone U.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another interesting episode of Ask Drone U. My name is Paul.
And my name is Rob, and this is episode number 679. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with us today. Hope you're having a great day. We always look forward to hanging out with you, hanging out with Paul, getting this done.
Hanging out with you, Rob. Maybe you guys are out there flying. You're listening with your significant other. You guys are having a moment of bonding over our voices. Well, I hope you enjoy that moment. And I wish I could talk like Brian McKnight, but I can't.
Not bad, though. Not bad.
Anyway, guys, welcome to another show. We just want to say thank you again for listening. Thank you for those reviews. If you haven't taken some time to write a review, we would greatly appreciate it. Also, don't forget to send in a question. We are going to be giving away a free membership. That's access to all 28 classes at Drone U, and that is going to be for free. We're also going to be throwing in a landing pad this time. If you haven't picked up a landing pad, make sure to check out the website. Very important. But also, I just want to say a special thank you to our friends at Colorado Drone Chargers. Check out coloradodronechargers.com if you're looking for a quad charger. The chargers are actually encased in a, what is it called? It's like
bulletproof, like Kevlar?
Ballistic nylon.
Ballistic nylon.
Ballistic nylon. And Rob and I are going to be buying a new gun just to test how ballistic the ballistic nylon
Can't wait. 50
really
cal?
is. Sure.
If it can handle that.
Actually, you want to know something interesting fact? Like 3 years before I started dating Sarah, I dated the granddaughter to Barrett.
Really?
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
She hooked you up?
Oh, she hooked me up, Rob.
No, Paul. No, Paul. Holy.
No, I did not get a 50.
I apologize, folks. That is my fault.
Am I turning red? Because it sure feels that way.
Yes, you are.
Anyway, I'm
Help
glad
us out,
Sarah
that
doesn't
crew.
listen to the show. Anyway, but I thought you guys get a kick out of that. Anyway, if you're looking for a bulletproof charger, and why is that important? Well, if you ever have a fire because of a battery, you're going to be able to get that battery and battery charger outside of your building or wherever you're charging that battery so you don't burn down the building. So it's really an awesome system. I use my quad charger for my Phantom 4 Pro all the time, and I recommend it to our trainers to have with them. And if you want one, you should use the Drone U discount code so you can save some money on one. It's Drone U8. That's DRONEU, the number 8. Check it out, coloradodronechargers.com. Also, special thanks to our friends at videoblocks.com. You have heard me say it before, but if you have ever run into an obstacle or a problem, maybe some old grandma was crossing the road and you missed golden hour on the way to a ranch. Now, I don't know why there would be a grandma crossing a dirt road at a ranch, but hey, you never know. So you could have run over a
Stranger
skunk,
things have happened.
and your dog got hit by the skunk and you couldn't make it out to a job, and it was your only day for going out there. We got to come up with some creative stories. This will be fun for the next one. Anyway, don't let obstacles become a problem for your production value. Go to videoblocks.com/drone, where you'll have access to hundreds of thousands of copyright-free video and audio and even motion graphic templates. That way, you don't have to reduce the production value of your stuff when you can't make it out to the shoot. Maybe you even take on a job where you want to make the whole video out of stock footage. Guess what? You can do that, videoblocks.com/drone, where you will save, I believe it's $50 on an annual subscription to both VideoBlocks and AudioBlocks.com for one price instead of two. So check it out, videoblocks.com/drone. All right, Rob, let's get into that question.
Hey, Drone U, love the podcast. My name's Jake from Wisconsin. I'm just starting to fly golf courses, doing some practicing on my home course now. I have a Phantom 4 Pro, and I'm wondering if you think I should be using intelligent flight modes like waypoints or external apps like Litchi's waypoints, or if you think I should be flying the holes manually to maybe save on battery time. Love to hear the input. Thanks.
Well, a couple of things.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate how he understands battery management, because whenever you're flying in GPS or using a third-party app, you do end up using more battery. It may not seem like it, but because you're using all those extra sensors in the computer to determine where it is in space, you are actually using more battery. And if you don't believe me, do a battery test in attitude mode, or if you're flying unique in manual mode, and then do one with GPS mode, and you'll find that you'll actually get a couple minutes of additional flight time without GPS turned on.
Interesting.
So now when it comes to flying golf courses, first thing I'll say is he's a wise man flying the Phantom 4 Pro. I love that drone.
So versatile.
It really is. We should just buy another one. No, we shouldn't, because we've been spending a lot of money this recently. So, well, we got that new computer to process maps, and
Yes.
it is a powerhouse.
Worthwhile investment.
Yeah, I'm actually running maps as we speak right now. But anyway, if he is flying these golf courses for videography reasons, the avid drone, the passionate drone pilot in me is going to say, fly it in attitude mode.
Sure.
Or if you're flying unique, fly it in manual mode. Because I just believe you can get more natural curving movements. You can get, better tilts. You can do natural curving movements while you do tilts. And frankly, I believe that you can get much better stuff that way. But also, there are certain flight moves that you could do that would really showcase the value of the course, show it in a nice cinematic way, but also be very difficult to do on your own. So I'm going to give you an example. Point of interest is a very, very good flight mode to do. And here's an example. If you were trying to get a shot of the green at the end of one of these holes, you could fly over the middle of the green, set your point of interest, fly up to so where you're above the trees. And the key thing with point of interest is that your speed and your distance. Now, I haven't figured out the formula just yet, and I'm sure after someone listens to this, they'll be like, well, Paul, you could do this. Awesome. There's something that's really important about point of interest. Your speed and your distance are really important to make sure that you still get smooth motion, because you can be in point of interest mode and not be moving fast enough or have a large enough radius to where you're not getting smooth cinematic motion. So in the best case scenario, you're going to go set your point of interest at the very center of the green, go up to where you're about 5 feet over the tree line so that you could even see the trees in some of the shots while you're tilting down. Set your radius that's just far enough out to see the green. And again, if your radius is only about 45, 50 feet, you're going to want to make sure that your speed is at least 7 miles an hour, if not 9, 10, 11 miles an hour. And what you can do is just slowly tilt the camera down and tilt the camera back up and just play with the tilt while you're making moves around the green. Try to do it in the morning or in the evening where it's, sunrise or sunset. In most cases, sunset is going to be better at golf courses because golf courses are the busiest in the mornings. So sunset is going to be your friend, but you can definitely get some nice lens flare and looks. Like if you set that point of interest, you start moving around to say 8 miles an hour, you tilt the camera down as it's in a nice little panning circular orbit motion. You can get some really pretty stuff. On top of that, though, I would say he's got something. He's got a good point about waypoints, and Litchi is a really cool app for waypoints. It's probably the best for waypoints. And you can actually even set camera position, speed. You can set up a lot of different stuff when it comes to, when it comes to flying waypoints. Other than that, I'm a big manual pilot. I mean, I want to give you guys some tips for using intelligent flight modes, because I think you can definitely take the manual flight mode ideology, meaning curvature motions, tilting reveals, slow motion, and you can let the bird do the motion itself while you're controlling the camera tilt and really get some beautiful stuff. It's like you're using the intelligent flight mode, but you're also bringing in that your own creative aspect to it. Mm-hmm. And don't be afraid to play around. If you set that point of interest around the green like I was talking about, and you let that thing circle the green 9, 10 times, great. Just do different tilts and do them slower than you think is cool and faster than you think is cool. Because oftentimes, a lot of you guys aren't watching your footage until you go home. And that's frankly too late to watch your footage. So don't be afraid to always do super slow tilts. And I recommend that everyone, when they're flying and they're doing cinematography, you should do everything super slow because you can always speed stuff up. It's more difficult to slow down jerky movements than it is to speed up slow movements.
So how does weather impact this question? So for example, if you've got 20 mile per hour winds or 15 mile per hour winds, you can still fly. Seems like you're still going to want to use manual because you're better able to use the wind in your favor, right?
Totally. Yeah, I agree 100%. In fact, you just reminded me that I need to do a video today because we couldn't fly last week because of the Balloon Fiesta TFR, and we actually have a YouTube video going out on how to get cinematic motion in the wind.
Cool.
And it's all about using the app, and I just wanted to add a screen recording of using the app with the i2. So if you are flying in the wind, manual mode is definitely your friend. Or attitude mode, excuse me, if you're flying DJI. And I say that because you should fly right into the wind and let the wind bring the drone back towards you, back towards your essentially your subject that you're filming. And just use the camera tilt. Again, if you're flying an Inspire 2 and flying an Inspire 1, let the bird float in the wind in attitude mode and use the app control. So put your camera in free mode and use the app control to move the camera around. I'm actually having a YouTube video coming out on this really soon. And you would be astonished at how smooth motion you can get. I mean, I filmed the Inspire 1 in 50-mile-an-hour winds in Colorado and got beautiful motion just by using the app. It's
motion
amazing.
That would be really hard to get without the wind.
Impossible.
Yeah.
I don't believe it's possible otherwise. So maybe Ed Kostakis could correct me. I'd actually love that. So he's the main pilot now for DJI. So anyway, hey,
awesome.
Ed. So I think we answered his question rather detailed, or in a rather detailed way.
One last little point, and that is, does any of this change for mapping? If you're going to
100%.
Yeah. Okay.
100%. Yeah.
It's a completely different conversation.
Oh, yeah. And you're also going to be much more limited by weather. It's
Right.
all about intelligent flight modes, which apps you're using. And by the way, our mapping instructor this weekend will be working on a video for you guys that systematically goes through every mapping application, the pros and cons of each, whether they use geofencing or not, whether you can fly more than one battery or not, what size of area you can fly, does it do orbit modes, does it do vertical modes, does it do perimeter scan? Like, we are literally going to systematically show you every single app that's out there so you can make the decision on which app you want to do, which I have some personal bias right now, so.
But I don't think you should say what it is right now.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
All right. Well, that is going to do it for us today. The advanced mapping course is coming up. By the time you hear this, actually, we'll probably be uploading it to the website. But anyway, guys, I'm very excited to do that class. Very excited also to move into our public safety classes. We're starting a whole new public safety system, and I'm not going to give away the farm just yet, but I think it's going to be something that no one has seen before, and especially to the level of detail. And I want to give guys a system where even if we're not training them in person, they have a library of information that they can ascertain at any moment. But in addition to that, we're also working with some very large name cellular companies, of which I can't even mention their names, to do cell phone tower inspections and showcase the the deep intricacies of how you would actually do cell phone tower inspections, but also talking about the kind of the price point you have to hit in order to compete with the existing systems.
That's valuable information.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're not going to get that anywhere else. I mean, unless you go out there and lose a bid.
True.
And kind of figure it out that way, which could take you years, frankly.
True. And here's the thing. We're going to be increasing our membership to the certified level here soon to include all this industrial inspection stuff. But until we have all of the industrial inspection material completed, we are not going to be launching the certified member. So why is that good news? Well, if you're a Drone U member right now, it means you're going to have access to all of those courses until we finish the final one and then move them to the higher level of membership. So if you're a Drone U member right now, you're about to get massive value. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for us
fast.
today. My name is Paul.
And I'm Rob.
And this is Ask Drone U.